Speaking of TV, what you're saying, do you sometimes think you get too ambitious and too competitive for your own good, thinking about putting that April 17th show on? I mean, was that just the fact that when you knew they were doing it, were you just competitive with them, or what was it?
I was never putting an April 17th show on. The media started calling me and asking me. I just fucking let it ride out and let them sweat it. Fuck them. You want to compete with us? Let's do it, I never, ever said that I was doing an April 17th show. People ask me questions. I said, that's interesting. Okay, and I played a little bit, and what you guys got to understand sometimes is, these guys consider themselves a competitor, and I like to compete, so I can't always tell you guys exactly what I'm doing and what I'm thinking and what's going to go on, but I really, really, really dislike these guys at Showtime. I really dislike them, and we're gonna fight until somebody goes away. And believe me when I tell you, it's going to be them.
So, I mean, you've always said Coker, you respect him. You still have that respect for Coker, but it's just the fact that he partnered with Showtime.
Yeah, I don't dislike Scott. Unfortunately, Scott's caught in the middle of this thing. The guys at Showtime, and it's not. I shouldn't even say the guys. There's a guy there, and he's a dick, and I don't like him. And you guys know how I am. So it is what it is. And unfortunately, Scott's caught in the middle. But the thing is with Scott is Scott, and you guys fucking know it too. But all you guys like to play up the whole Strikeforce is doing Strikeforce. Dan Henderson's fighting fucking Jake Shields. Come on, are you serious? Jake Shields is 170 pounds. He's their champion. And I just found out today that they're running commercials on there, and the commercials are like 3 seconds, and it basically says MMA legend Dan Henderson, and he hits a heavy bag, I guess, and then looks back at the camera. That's the fucking commercial. How about Jake Shields, our fucking champion? No, because Jake Shields on his last fight of their contract, so they're feeding him to Dan Henderson right now because they want to get rid of him because he's going to go away, or they're going to have to pay him some big money to stick around or whatever the deal is. So we're paying Dan Henderson more money than we can afford already. So let's get Jake's ass kicked by Dan Henderson and get rid of Jake Shields, and hopefully Dan Henderson is our it's such fucking Bush League bullshit, and you guys know it. They're a fucking joke. Showtime's always been a joke with all their sports programming, and this is no different.
What if Shields did get a win? He's mentioned he'd love to come here. Could
Dude, let me tell you what. If Jake Shields could pull that off, that would be incredible, and good for him. He's going to get paid. Because what's going to happen is, we would love to take him from there, and I'm sure they'd love to pay him to stick around. And I will help drive that fucking number right up through the roof and let, the Showtime boys pay him a lot of money so that Jay can stick it right up their ass. I just choked out Dan Henderson, and now you fuckers are going to pay me for trying to stick it up my ass. I'm going to stick it up yours.
Would you still be interested in Jake even if he loses to Dan?
Yeah.
Would you see him more as a 170?
That's why the fight makes absolutely no sense. The fight makes no sense. You're going to fight Dan Henderson at 85 when you're really the 170-pound champion. That's
walking at 178.
That's how fucked up that company is, and they're our competitor. Okay.
So what do you make of what's going on now with Fedor? He's not fighting next 2 cards, it looks like.
Really? What's going on? Why not?
I don't know.
Why isn't he fighting?
Does he have a contract, maybe?
Huh?
Did he have a contract?
I don't know. If he doesn't, man, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. It's good to hear. It's good to hear.
We went to Fedor. Can we wrap up now?